All right, everybody. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with a warm-up today. So our warm-up is going to be 90-90 breathing. So a couple different options on this. Like Nathan has the box he can put his feet up onto, but if you don't have a box or a wall to put your feet against, totally fine. You can just put it on the ground. Our goal is just to concentrate on breathing. So it can be like a glute, just a regular laying down or seated down breathing, okay? So go ahead and lie down for me. We're going to do 30 seconds of breathing. You can also put your feet up on a couch too, if you have a couch. All right, we're gonna get started with 30 seconds of breathing. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Exercise 1.
All right, guys, just breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm gonna go through and get you guys all signed into class today. Ten more seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And rest, guys. We're gonna do the bretzel next. So on a bretzel, what you're gonna do is lay on your side, take your top leg, the one that's up on top. You're gonna bring that in front of you, and you're gonna grab your underneath foot. Go ahead and begin. Grab your underneath foot, and you're gonna try to take those shoulders to the ground and back up. Again, the top leg is the one that's going to be in front of you, and the bottom leg is going to be underneath you.
Three, two, one. Rest.
Rest. Good job, guys. We're going to switch to the other side. So roll over again. Bring that top leg over top. That's going to be the one that's in front of you, and the bottom leg is the one you're grabbing.
Exercise 3.
Begin. Got a lot of people that must have been tired this morning. Got a lot of cancellations this morning.
3, 2, 1.
All right, rest, guys. Go ahead and stand up. Next, we're doing toe touches, okay? So a toe touch, you're just going to push your hips back a little bit and try to touch down to your toes.
3,
Then come up,
2,
squeeze your glutes, stand
1.
tall,
Exercise
and go right back into it. Go ahead and begin. Touch your toes, come all the way back up. Good job, guys. Concentrate on squeezing those glutes when you get tall.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right, rest, guys. Next, we're going to do Spider-Man with rotation. So Spider-Man with rotation is you go to push-up position. Nathan's going to step one leg through, rotate his body up to that arm, the arm that's going up. That's going to be on the same side as the knee that comes up, guys. So Steve, rotate with the other arm. There you go. Remember, the leg that's up, that's the same arm that's going to go up, okay? That way you don't fall over.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good job, guys. Next, we're going to go on to Frankenstein. So on a Frankenstein, we're going to stand tall again. And Nathan's just going to kick his legs out one at a time, under control. Try not to over kick. Begin. You can have your arms out if you want. You don't have to have them out. But our concentration here is just trying to get those legs as long as possible. But try not to really kick hard. We don't want to get those hamstrings overactive and irritated.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good job, guys. Next, we're going to do body weight squats. So we're just sitting down, standing up. If you can't do a full squat, you can always just do a couch sit, or you can do a wall sit as well. Just nice and under control. Begin. We want to concentrate on that depth more than speed today, okay? Just concentrate on sitting down, coming up. I know I had a few texts over the last couple of days of people's legs being super sore, especially from Thursday's workout. So that's good. Those legs might be a little sore right now. I know yesterday mine were dead doing a workout. So might be a little stiff. Rest. Good job, guys. The last thing we're going to do is a lateral hop. So on a lateral hop, we're just going to jump side to side, feet together, just jumping side to side. Or you can do a two-step shuffle, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Go ahead and begin, okay? Lateral hop or two-step shuffle. Either one is fine. If you're feeling it too much in your calves, go to that two-step shuffle.
Three, two, one. Your timer is complete.
All right, guys, great job. Go ahead and grab a drink. Mark, I have you canceled on your thing. You actually signed up and then canceled. You must have hit the wrong button. I got you back in, though. You're good. I got you back in, Mark. You're good.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I'm wondering if you had a bunch of cancellations, there could have been some kind of glitch.
Well, what we
Because
had
I was
is,
signed in, but when I went to
we had a bunch of people.
when I went to
The app made a mistake, and it updated and it messed a lot of stuff up. So that could be it too.
yeah, because when I went to log in, I was signed in, but as soon as I went to join the meeting, it said I was canceled. So I just used the appointment from
Before.
Thursday.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah.
update that happened over the week, yesterday, or the day before, but we're good to go. So
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
just
that's
kind of
why-
funny. The one time you actually schedule for class, it cancels you, huh?
I found a workaround.
All right, good. All right, guys. So today's workout, this is the same one we did last Saturday. So if you're here last Saturday, the way it's going to work is we're going to do 2 exercises. Each one is going to be 20 seconds of work with a 10-second break. And another one, 20 seconds of work with a 10-second break, okay? We're going to do 2 exercises for 6 rounds. And then what we're going to do is we'll have a little bit of a break, like about a minute break as we switch and teach the other 2 exercises. We're going to do 3 sets of 2 different exercises. We'll teach 2 at a time, do that circuit, rest for a second while Nathan demonstrates the next 2 exercises. We'll do those for 6 rounds, and then 1 more set of those. So you'll have about 18 minutes of work is what it comes out to be, but it'll be of 6 different exercises split into 2 exercise circuits. So the first 2 exercises we're going to teach, one is going to be a climbing plank. So if you're on something hard and need to get a pad or something for a climbing plank, please grab one or a pillow. So what he's going to do in a climbing plank position, he's going to go from a plank and then up to his hands and back down. A big thing to concentrate on this is keeping your feet a little bit wider so your hips aren't moving a crazy ton on you. All right, so that's a climbing plank. From there, we can just do a regular plank as well. So it's just a 20-second hold is what we're going to do. Abs tight, butt squeezed. Then Nate's going to have a 10-second break. And then from there, he's going to do Russian twists. So we have a couple different variations on Russian twists. So first one, we can take some weight in our hands and we can touch side to side. You can do this with a medicine ball, a dumbbell, kettlebell, anything that a little weight plate, just touching side to side. You see how his feet are up in a boat pose position. From there, we can go without the weight. And do the same thing without the weight. Just boat pose side to side if you don't have a weight. If you're feeling this a ton in your lower back, you can always go down into a dead bug position. So dead bug all the way out, all the way back in, or half dead bug, 1 arm and 1 leg at a time. All right, guys, so go ahead and grab any tools you might need, a weight or something for the Russian twists. Go ahead and crank your music up. If you got some music, again, we can't use music, do music on our side. So if you have some music, crank it up real loud. I'll try to yell as loud as I can so you guys can hear me over the music. It'll be a 20 seconds of work, 10-second break for 6 total rounds of those 2 exercises. We'll be starting off with climbing planks first. All right, we're gonna get started about 10 seconds. Also, another good thing to have close to you is your water bottle if you need it. All right, 5 seconds. Climbing planks or regular planks first. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Exercise 1.
20 seconds. Move those bodies, move those bodies. Again, regular plank position, abs tight, butt squeezed. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And rest. Great job, guys. Next, we're going to go into that Russian twist. So we're sitting on our butt or boat pose position. So you can use weight from side to side or just body weight. Begin. Just touching side to side on that. Try to move at a decent pace, especially if you don't have a weight, move at a decent pace. If you're feeling that too much in your back, that dead bug position is our modification today. And the feet don't have to stay as high off the ground. It can be a little bit lower if you're feeling it a little too much.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest, good. 1 round down of those. Going back in those climbing planks. We have 6 total rounds today.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 1.
Begin. Keep the butt in line with the shoulders, which means don't get that butt too high. That's usually what we see the most on planks and climbing planks. That butt gets too high. Don't let it get too high on you.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest, good. Going back into those Russian twists.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 2.
Begin.
Three, 2, 1.
And rest, guys. 2 rounds down. Going back in those climbing planks. Just back and forth between these two. The abs are taking a little bit of a beating during this one.
1. Exercise 1.
Begin.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good job, guys. Russian twists. All right, officially got everybody signed in. That took me way longer than anticipated.
2, 1. Exercise 2.
Begin. There we go. And try to keep those feet just a little bit off the ground if you can. If you can't keep it off the feet, that's okay. You can use a little bit of weight if your feet have to touch the ground. That'll make it a little bit harder.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good job, guys. Back into climbing planks. Just past that halfway point.
2, 1. Exercise 1.
Begin. Good. Abs tight. Keep them locked in. You want to move the shoulders at the same pace as the hips are rising.
2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good. Back into those boat pose. If you start to really feel it in your back about now, which it starts to add up a little bit, don't be afraid to go over to a dead bug progression.
1. Exercise 2.
Begin.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good job, guys.
3, 2, 1.
Back into our climbing plank.
3, 2.
Starting round 4.
Exercise 1.
Begin. Or round 5, sorry. Round 5, yeah.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good. Boat poses. Those Russian twists.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 2.
Begin.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. All right, starting that final round already, guys. These first 2 exercises are almost done.
1. Exercise 1.
Begin. Again, we do have 3 different circuits today, 3 different circuits. If you're starting to wear down with your shoulders, please just hang out in a regular plank.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. 1 more set of Russian twists.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 2.
Begin. Rest, great guys, great job. So that's our first circuit. You're gonna give Nate a few seconds to kind of catch his breath. We're gonna be doing another circuit just like it, guys. Go ahead and grab yourselves a drink real quick, grab some water. What we're gonna need for tools on this next one is we're doing a pike push-up, so that one doesn't need a tool, but you can also do a shoulder press if you can't do a pike push-up, so you might need a band or dumbbells for a shoulder press. Or we have a modification for what's called a Y. And we're also doing a bear crawl or a bird dog with that. So on that one, you don't really need any tools for that at all, okay? So our two exercises are a pike push-up. So a pike push-up is, think of a downward facing dog, all right? So we're gonna do 20 seconds of work with a 10-second break on these two exercises. So downward facing dog, your feet can be a little bit wider, which gives you a little bit more stability. And then Nathan's gonna look at his toes and then drive his head down and come back up. So it's just a push-up position. We're thinking like a handstand push-ups what he's trying to do. So we have 20 seconds of those. If that's too hard, we can go to a version of a shoulder press. So we have lots of ways to do it. A band, you can go ahead and step on a band, abs tight, butt squeeze, and just press an overhead. If you don't have that, you can use a dumbbell, you can use kettlebells or anything else like that to do shoulder presses with dumbbells. All right, so anything you can weight overhead, you can use for presses there. This one does get pretty exhausting because your shoulders get really smoked. So don't be afraid to go about being a little bit lighter. If you feel like you don't have heavy enough weights, light weights are going to mean a lot on this one. Another option that we have is called a bent over Y. So bent over at the hips, and he's going to come into a Y and down. So if you have no weights and pike push-ups are too hard, you just go in that Y rotator cuff exercise, okay? So that'll be exercise number 1. From there, we're going to go down into a bear crawl position. Now, this circuit is designed to kind of smoke the shoulders a little bit, so do expect your shoulders to get pretty tired. So he's going to dig his toes in and feet or knees just barely off the ground. He's just going to take a few steps forward, crawling, and then a few steps backwards, right? And he's just going to move back and forth for 20 seconds. Abs tight. You see how his hips stay as low as his shoulders? From there, we can go to a baby crawl. So baby crawl, we're working on that technique a little bit, coming back and forth. So it's a good modification to let your shoulders rest a little bit and let your core rest. And then from there, we can go to a bird dog. So in a bird dog position, abs tight, he's going to take opposite arm, opposite leg, driving him out. You see how he doesn't overextend? So sometimes people overextend where they bring that leg way too high and then they get that rib cage to drop. We want to keep that rib cage nice and tight and just driving that core out and in, okay? So you're going to do one of those exercises there. So you do 20 seconds of a shoulder press or pike push-up, followed by 20 seconds of a bear crawl. If you turn down your music at all, go ahead and kick that back up right now. Grab yourself one more quick drink if you need it, and we're going to get started in about 8 seconds. All right, guys, get that exercise ready. 3, 2, 1, begin. 20 seconds. We have 6 rounds of this as well. We're going. Don't worry about going crazy fast on any of these because this muscle group is going to burn out really fast. So just concentrate on doing good technique.
3, 2, 1.
And rest. Bear crawl is next. Don't have to take a lot of steps. 2 to 3 steps forward, 2 to 3 steps back is plenty. On bird dogs, do switch each time, okay?
Exercise 2.
Begin. So walking out and back. Remember, if you're doing a bird dog, switch legs and arms every time, back and forth. Good, looking good, guys. Abs tight. Always keep those abs tight.
2, 1.
Rest. Good. We're going right back into those pike push-ups or shoulder presses. Again, these shoulders do wear down very fast, so just be good with your technique.
1. Exercise 1.
Begin. Good. We're doing a pike push-up. Get those hips nice and high. Eyes looking at the toes.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good job. Back into our bear crawl. Good. Remember, the pike push-up is to hit the shoulders, so make sure you're keeping those butts high on the pike push-ups.
Exercise 2.
Begin. Back in that bear crawl, walking back and forth. Small little steps, forward and back. When you're doing a bird dog, keep everything tight. Control out, control back in.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good job, guys. Back into our pike push-ups, starting round 3.
3, 2, 1. Exercise
Begin.
1.
Keep those eyes looking at the toes. Eyes looking at the toes. On your shoulder presses, glutes tight, abs tight. It's a plank with a press, right? We're planking our body really tight, and we're pressing out of that plank position. That really protects the lower back.
3, 2, 1.
And rest. Back into bear crawls. If you wore out a little bit on those pike push-ups, don't be afraid of doing shoulder presses next round.
3, 2, 1. Exercise
Begin. Bear crawling. Try not to go too fast. We're looking for slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race on this one. It really gets that core activated and forces those shoulders to have to control the position.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Great job, guys. Going back into pike push-ups, starting round 4. We're halfway.
2, 1. Exercise 1.
Begin. I do remember getting smoked on this one last week, guys, so you're going to get plenty tired in those shoulders. That's totally fine. Slow your pace down a little bit if you need to. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good. Shake out those shoulders a little bit before you go to those bear crawls.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 2.
Begin. The nice thing is the finisher, the last one is all legs, so you don't have to use your shoulders at all. So don't be afraid to burn them out here. Five more seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good job, guys. 2 more rounds to go.
3.
Back in those pike push-ups, shoulder presses.
Exercise 1.
Begin. Remember, you can always go to Ys too if you just can't press anymore. Those standing Ys are totally fine too. They get the shoulders activated. Good. Presses are looking great. Again, concentrate on keeping the butt squeezed on those presses. That way your rib cage doesn't flare on you.
2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Bear crawling. Try to get your arms off the ground if you're pike push-up, and try to get off the ground for a few seconds to let those shoulders relax.
Exercise 2.
Begin. Here we go. We're crawling. Slow and steady. We're tortoise on this one. We're nice and slow. If you have to go down to baby crawl for a few seconds, that's okay to let those shoulders relax.
3, 2, 1.
And rest, guys. We're going to that final set. So we have 2 exercises left.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 1.
Begin. Pressing. Pike push-up, shoulder presses. I'm hoping your shoulders are burning right now. That's what we're looking for. But I promise you don't have to use them in the next one. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Rest. Good job, guys. Last thing we have, some bear crawls or bird dogs.
2, 1. Exercise 2.
Begin. Here we go. Last 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Almost there. Finish strong.
2, 1.
And rest, guys. Great job. Shake those shoulders out. Grab yourselves a little bit of a drink. That was a tough one for the shoulder position for sure. The last one is all legs. This one's definitely can be a tough one as well because it burns up the legs. But I always feel like the legs are a little bit more resilient than the shoulders are. So what we are going to need is if you have some type of box, like Nathan has a box here, we could use a box. You could also use something very small just to touch your feet onto. Like I use a weight plate. It could be anything. A couch is going to be a little too high. Like a little step stool works too. So I'm going to have Nathan just show a quick demonstration of the quick feet just to see what you kind of understand why you're grabbing a box. So it's just like, all we're doing is switching our feet. You're good, Nate. All we're doing is switching our feet. So that's what you need, a box or something to touch. Otherwise, we do have things for you to do in place, okay? So we have 2 exercises, 20 seconds of work with a 10-second break, followed by 20 seconds of work, 10-second break for one more set of 6 rounds. So first one is a bootstrapper. So we can bootstrap with weight or we can bootstrap without weight. So Nathan's got a weight here. He's going to drive his hips down, sitting up, and then he's going to drive his hips all the way up, get those hamstrings nice and long, sitting back and forth, okay? So up and down, normal bootstrapper like we do in class. If you don't have a weight, you can do that without a weight. Just get rid of the weight and do the same thing. We call it a praying position, right? That allows us to keep our eyes on our hands, and it drops your hips up and down. If you can't do a bootstrapper at all, today we're doing a wall sit. Or if you have a medicine ball slam and you're willing to do a medicine ball slam, you can do that too. But we have a wall sit, and all we're going to do is just hang out for 20 seconds in a wall sit position. Or if you don't have a wall, but you can't do a bootstrapper, you can do maybe a 90-degree sit. Lots of options you can do instead of that one, okay? And if you don't have any of those things, get creative with something that forces your legs to move. From there, we have a quick feet toe tap is what we call. So Nathan was demonstrating earlier, he's going to put one foot up, and all he's going to do is just switch feet nice and quick, and we're burning up those legs. So any height of box works for that. Be very smart about that switch. I even use, so Nate, you see that dumbbell? I even used the end of a dumbbell to do a toe touch off of that, just to have me something to touch when I did it. From there, you can just do like a running in place. Running in place or marching in place works too, okay? We're just trying to keep that heart rate moving and forcing those legs to go. So go ahead and kick your music up again. You have some music, crank that back up. We know we want that on. These legs are going to burn, so you want to have something to kind of force your mind out of it. 20 seconds to work with a 10-second break, guys. Here's our last and final circuit of the day. Here we go. Starting off with bootstrappers. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Exercise 1.
Try to keep those hips as high as possible and then as low as possible. High as possible and then low as possible. We're trying to burn up those quads in this circuit today.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good job, guys. Toe touches. Remember with the toe taps, just make sure the thing that you're touching is sturdy so it doesn't fly away from you.
3, 2, 1. Exercise.
Begin. Oh, yeah. Mark's doing stairs. That's a great idea. If you have stairs next to you, that's another good thing that won't move on you. Good. Abby, nice choice. I like it. You guys got creative with things to touch. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good. You can always do phantom things too. If you can pretend there's something in front of you and you're just kicking up and touching it. So, all right, back in those bootstrappers. Round 2.
2, 1. Exercise 1.
Begin. Going into round 4 is where I really started to feel it in my legs. So you want to try to burn them up going into that position, right? You want to burn them up as much as possible because you'll start probably slowing down in round 4.
Three, 2, 1.
Rest. Good job, guys. Back in those toe touches are running in place. Just do something to get that heart rate elevated and those legs going. Marching works too.
1. Exercise 2.
Begin.
Three, 2, 1.
Rest. Great job, guys. Back into bootstrappers. Starting round 3.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 1.
Begin. You guys are doing a really good job on these bootstrappers today, getting nice and long and tall. When we start to get more tired, that's when we have an issue where we don't drop our hips enough. So really concentrate. You see how Nathan brings his head up when he sits down. That helps keep that depth in that position.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good. You back into those quick feet. Moving them feet. Again, if you have a slam ball and you want to slam, you can do that too.
2, 1. Exercise 2.
Begin. Good. If you're running in place, get going quickly. Get going quickly.
1. Rest.
Rest. Back in those bootstrappers. Hopefully those legs are feeling a little jello-y. That's what we're looking for.
3, 2, 1.
Begin. We just hit that halfway point. Drive those hips up and down, up and down. Try to keep that nice steady pace Trying to burn up the quads.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good. Back in those quick feet. Good. I see a lot of painful faces. That means it's going right.
3, 2, 1. Exercise.
Go. Five seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Good. We're starting round 5. 2 rounds left. Try to keep that pace you're going right now. Try to hold that pace.
2, 1. Exercise 1.
Begin. Five seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. Great job, guys. Quick feet, quick feet. Get them moving as fast as you can go.
2, 1.
Begin. If you're running in place, try to pretend like you're sprinting somewhere, right? We're sprinting somewhere. It's not a nice jog. It's a sprint. We're going somewhere quickly. 10 seconds. We're running away from Baba Yaga, right? Trying to get away as quick as possible.
3, 2, 1.
Rest. One last set, guys. We are in round 6, and we are done after this. This is all we have for the day.
2, 1. Exercise 1.
Begin. Five seconds. Keep going. Keep going. Whole time.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Done. All right, guys. We're on our final exercise of the day. Maximum effort, right? Everything you got. Let's finish strong, and we are done.
2, 1. Exercise.
Running in place. Go. Yep. One more, Anita. One more. 10 seconds. Finish strong. 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Your timer is.
You guys are done.